Hey everyone, Wyduck here again. This time with a set of replays from a best of 5 from the Korean region Season 2 finals from quarterfinal action. And this is Newkirk Precinct, and in the bottom left spawning as the Blue Terran, we've got Team Prime's Maru. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right as the red Zerg. We got Team Azubu's Symbol. Both Symbol and Maru are very good players from Korea, so this series is up for grabs by either player. Now, Maru is the sort of player that does like to mix it up a lot and likes to use some cheesy tactics, and Newkirk Precinct is one of those maps where you can really benefit by doing so. There are a few areas where you can do a double proxy racks, for example. Because of these little buildings in the way, if you put the barracks actually behind this little building, if the drone or Zergling scouts this way, they actually won't see it because of the blocked vision. And you can also put it at the third on the high ground, and you can also put it right here in between the high ground between the natural and the third base. So there's lots of areas to put down proxies. Doesn't look like either player is going to be going for anything super cheesy. And Symbol's going to be opening up with hatchery first at his natural. Maru is getting his barracks at the high ground. So both players playing very conservatively. Nothing out of the box as of yet. Now, one of the special things to note is Maru is a very young player. He's only 16 years old. And actually holds the record for youngest player to ever win a televised match at the age of 13. I don't know how that's going to be affecting his school studies. Should he be practicing Starcraft, or should he be doing his homework? And I guess that's an interesting problem to have as a youngster going to school. I don't think many people have this sort of unique problem, but I guess it's a nice problem to have, to be one of the best in the world, and then you have to make a tough decision on what to do. Now, Symbol is getting a spawning pool behind this, and neither player has really scouted yet. Maru hasn't set out an SCV yet, so he doesn't know what is going on in Symbol's base. Now, Maru is going to be putting a command center at his natural, but he does have a few Marines to protect it, and he does have the supply depot block off as well, so if there was a Zergling rush, he would be able to evacuate his Marines behind the supply depot in time, probably, and then be able to hold off the attack. So putting the command center here on the low ground is not a bad idea. Symbol is still sending his Overlord across the map, and he's got Zergling speed being researched currently, so Symbol does want map control. And I'm a strong believer in map control for Zerg players. I really think that having Zergling speed and having a lot of creep spread is key and vital to any Zerg success. I've seen far too often where Zerg players skimp on the creep spread, and then basically, 15 minutes of the game, their creep is, just over here. It's not really that far out of their base, and they're not able to see very much in their opponent's base. Because you have to remember, they don't have the luxury of scouting that Terran players have and Protoss players have. As Maru's able to trap that Overlord in between the chasm, able to pop that. Good control by Maru. He has to be careful here, as if Zerglings run by here, you might lose 2 Marines. But as I was saying, Terran players have the option to scan. And so, in theory, you don't have to scout nearly as much with Terrans. If you put down a good scan at a key moment in time in the game, you can see a lot of key structures building or what units are being trained and all that kind of information. Protoss players have observers that are constantly invisible. So unless there's lots of spore crawlers in that area or overseers, with some anti-air, observers can get really good scouting information constantly. But Zerg players don't have any access to that. They have to actually run units into certain places that can be detected immediately to figure out what's going on. So I really think creep spread is important. Symbol is going to be putting down his first creep tumor here. And hopefully he can spread more creep from there. Maru is finishing off the supply depot block off at his natural. But we have to remember, Symbol is getting his 3rd base, and he's getting Pneumatized Carapace for his Overlord, so I think there might be a drop coming in, as he hasn't really had any Overlord harassment against him. I know a lot of Zerg players end up getting Pneumatized Carapace for the Overlords when the Overlords are constantly under attack from Vikings or Phoenixes to try and keep them alive. But when they're not under attack, generally Zerg players shy away from investing those resources into Pneumatized Carapace. So I'm kind of interested to see if Symbol's going to be doing a drop here. Usually that's a pretty good sign. But we don't have a lot of units for Symbol. He is getting double Evolution Chamber right now, but like I said, his army is fairly small right now. Only 9 Zerglings in this entire army. His 3rd hatchery is up now, so he's transferring drones, so he'll have a slight economic advantage soon. But we've got to drop in the bottom part of the map. We've got 4 mines in that medevac, and the medevac is going to boost in here. Symbol needs to micro these drones, otherwise he's going to lose a lot of drones here. He's not controlling the drones. Ooh, Widow Mine's able to get awesome connections. Oh my gosh, able to kill 4, 8, and 4. One more mine is going to drop off here, it looks like. The Spore Crawler is going to get finished. The mine able to get still another 3 kills. And even though these mines from Maru are going to get picked at slowly by the defending queens, 2 are going to get microed out of here. And now it looks like they might get another volley off. This Widow Mine is going to be able to get another volley off, but what will it fire on? Only a single Zergling. But still, that's another key activation, so why not? With 4 mines, he was able to kill 13 drones, so great move by Maru. And unfortunately, one of the observers had to leave. That's very unfortunate. And this game hasn't recovered from a replay, so there's a problem with the server. I guess that's one of the gripes with playing on Battle.net all the time. Starcraft 2 is an online-only game. It would be nice to have a LAN-only option, and then those sorts of things would probably not happen nearly as much, but unfortunately, all these games are online all the time now. And it does show sometimes in tournament play, just like this game. But getting back to Maru, great drop, and he does have a supreme supply advantage. He's got a 20 supply advantage 10 minutes into the game. And remember, most of that supply he destroyed was drones. So it wasn't like Zerglings, it was drones, and that really hurts the heart of the economy for Symbol. Now, Symbol does have the Baneling's Nest up now, so is he going to be going for some sort of Baneling drop? Because remember, he did have Pneumatized Carapace finished. So I really want to see a Baneling drop here. I haven't seen one in a while. We do have 3 Banelings morphing in the center of the map, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything in regards to a Baneling drop. But we've got a drop of Maru's coming, south side of the map again. And once again, I really have to question why Symbol doesn't have any Overlord placement here. Usually Zerg players will put Overlords kind of everywhere around here and in the airspace in between, so they can spot drops, but Symbol doesn't have any Overlords on the south side of the map, so basically Maru can just load up medevacs and go straight to his Zerg opponent's base. Now Maru is going to drop off instead, and it looks like right in front of those active creep tumors. And Maru is going to back off. No, he's going to rush forward, stim, and clean up a lot of this purple gunk. I think that's a very good choice. One of the keys to Zerg success is creep spread. So obviously when you're playing against a Zerg player, one of the keys to success is to clean up the creep spread. And oh my gosh, the Widow Mines are able to get 11 kills between 2 connections. So once again, those Widow Mines are getting great connections. Look at the resources lost. Only losing a few mines is Maru, and then Symbol's losing a lot of units. And they were able to get this around on those Marines and Marauders, but instead there just will be a pickup and a boosting away by Maru. So Symbol, once again, is not able to really engage this army. And now with 1-1 going to be finished right away here. It's finished now. There is no upgrade advantage. Symbol is going to rush in here, but it doesn't look like he wants to. He's going to withdraw. And we have Maru now advancing and pulling back as well. Able to clean up a few more creep tumors. And it looks like this third base of Symbol might be next on the hit list. And the Zerglings are rushing in here, but Maru is kiting very well. The Banelings are in the back and not getting any really good connections. And this Widowmine has 12 kills. It's finally going to go down, but once again, take a look at resources lost. Maru is building a continuous advantage in regards to resources lost. And if this keeps happening, I think we all know who is going to be the victor of this game. Maru is just playing very well, being very patient, going back and forth, tempting the army from Symbol, and then falling back into a better position. Maru is going to be fleeing now. It looks like he is kiting. Marines do take a couple hits, but once again, this Widowmine gets another great connection. 15 kills overall, and another scan does go down. All these active creep tumors are going to go bye-bye, and the Marines are stimming ahead. Now, the Marines are in between the second and third base of Symbol. Symbol's going to have to make something happen here, because if he loses the third base, it might be game over. The Banelings look like they might be rushing in, but they fall back once again. What are these Queens doing? They're caught kind of in no man's land. And now with all these Banelings, they're going to be rushing in here. We also got fungal growth going down. The Widowmines are not getting good connections yet, but there's still a whole bunch of Banelings in this composition, but very few Zerglings. And now the Marines are going to be splitting up, but Symbol is just going to tap out. If you take a look at the resources lost, you know why. And at the same time, there's a drop in the main as well. So Maru, very patient with very good encounters. And unfortunately, Symbol was not able to put on any real pressure. At the beginning of the game, it looked like Symbol might be able to do something. He had double evolution chamber down. He had pneumatized carapace as well for the Overlords, which I thought was odd at the time, and I thought maybe a drop was going to be coming, but it never came. And Maru just kept poking away in the center of the map and was able to clean up a lot of that creep spread, able to have very, very good confrontations and engagements, and unfortunately Symbol was not able to do anything about it. So Maru is going to take game one of this best of 5. And we'll have to head over game 2 to see if Symbol can even it out.